After all, Farhad Moshiri was the main culprit. But it was the players and fans who were punished by the Premier League last season in the form of 2 separate points deduction. This campaign has triggered a renewed sense of ill will between the club and its division, which appears to extend to both sides, especially after what the league just did to criticize the Toffees even more. How did the Premier League react to Everton's transfers? Well, when Everton apparently traded Lewis Dobbin for Tim Iroegbunam to Aston Villa, 2 academy products, the clubs probably didn't give it much thought. After all, they both bolstered positions of need with promising youngsters, and in return received a small PSR boost of £10 million and £9 million respectively. However, for the Premier League this was unacceptable. They were reportedly desperate to close Everton's new PSR loophole, and have now gone a step further, writing to all 20 clubs to warn them not to continue this trend. The clubs involved will insist that they have been creative in attempts to level a playing field, tilted towards those who can afford to spend more, and that accounting constraints will always lead to loopholes being detected. The Premier League then wrote to all 20 clubs in a circular. A reminder was given that the Premier League has the right to investigate any arrangements that it believes are not being conducted at arm's length, and retains the power to request any information about how a fee was negotiated and determined. The Premier League, in theory, has the power to return a transfer fee to the purchasing club if it is found to be artificially inflated. Good. Although this summer may be unprecedented due to the large number of swap deals in the pipeline, the Premier League cannot be surprised. If they are going to impose questionable and abrasive rules like the PSR, they should expect some kind of resistance in the form of their clubs trying to get around the regulations. However, if they are going to make a fuss, with Lewis Dobbin's Aston Villa deal becoming the main scapegoat in this saga, perhaps they want to take a look through the archives to see other equally questionable deals that have taken place. In fact, they only need to look across Stanley Park and see the wealth of talent who left Anfield for huge sums despite having done little to justify such a sum. In 2016, AFC Bournemouth turned heads when they paid £15 million for Jordan Ibe. He was released just 4 years later. A few years later, the Cherries returned to Merseyside, but this time to offload £20 million for the unproven Dominic Solanke. Only recently has he begun to prove his worth. £12.5 million for Danny Ward, £16 million for Neco Williams, $12 million for Harry Wilson, $23.5 million for Ryan Brewster. Even last summer, when several clubs like Chelsea and Liverpool were lining their pockets with inflated fees from Saudi Arabia, nothing was said. It's very typical that Everton are the first club they finally try to clamp down on.